Hi, everyone, and welcome again. I'm Faye Sebay, founder of Digital Karma. We are a full-service digital marketing agency passionate about helping pest control and wildlife removal companies grow their online presence and connect with the right customers. So today's session is all about one of the most powerful tools in your marketing arsenal, Google Maps. We will be showing you how to optimize your Google business profile so it works like a 24/7 lead machine, helping you rank higher locally, attract more calls, and win more jobs in your service area. So leading today's session is Regina, our sales executive for pest control and wildlife removal companies. Regina has helped thousands of companies make simple, effective Google Maps chains that result in real sales growth. I'm excited to hand it over to her now. Enjoy the session.
Thank you, Faye. Hi, and welcome to today's webinar. As mentioned, we are diving into Google Maps and how your pest control and wildlife company can dominate the map in your service areas for the most important keywords. Why? Because it's very important for you to show up where your customers are searching, because that means more calls, more book jobs, and ultimately more growth for your business. So we do know that Google is still where people go when they need help with pests or wildlife removal, but the game is constantly changing. So I'm very excited to walk you through the latest strategies that we're seeing right now working for your Google Maps optimization and how to make sure that your company is ranking in the top 3. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. All right. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. So for today's webinar, we put together a workbook. It's basically making sure that your pest control or wildlife removal company is coming up. So for you to download it, Faye will drop the link in the chat for those who are joining us live. It's basically a little checklist that we made for you guys. If you're able to open it right now from the link in the chat, please let Faye know. Just say open or okay, I got it. That way we know who's able to open it or who's having any issues.
I just put it in the chat.
Perfect. Okay, so Google Maps optimization fits into our accelerated growth model because it's basically one piece of the overall things that you want to do to accelerate your lead growth, your lead flow, grow your pest control and wildlife removal business. So if you don't mind, in the chat, please let us know what type of home service company are you? Are you into pest control? Are you into wildlife? Or are you into something completely different? We would love to know. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that you're able to generate as many leads, make as many sales, and have as many jobs booked as possible to ensure that you're hitting your goals and your targets. So this accelerated growth model is our philosophy on how to make that a reality. So we've got 3 important things. You need to be able to drive your leads. You need to maximize the conversion of those leads, basically turning them into book jobs and repeat customers or referral customers as well. And lastly, you need to be able to optimize your results because you will be spending money on marketing at some level, whether it's regarding your website, your SEO, your Google Maps, or even your local service ads. Whatever it is, you'll still be spending money on your marketing. So it's important for you to figure out what's generating a good return on investment, what's generating results, what's not working, what do you need to do more of, and what do you completely need to stop. So this accelerated growth model has key things that we want to think about, right? All the things that we need to put into play. And today we're focusing right here on organic. So for today, we're going to focus on your organic. We're going to laser focus on what you need to do to get ranked in the most important places that your customers are looking for, which is your Google Maps. All right. So just before we get started, a few housekeeping rules. Please keep your mic muted. This is just to minimize any background noise. You can use the chat, share thoughts, comments. Please keep it professional and on topic. If you do have any questions, we do have a dedicated Q&A session right at the end. And lastly, this session is being recorded, so by joining, you do consent on being a part of it. And before we get in, if you are a pest control or wildlife business owner and you are serious about getting better results on your Google My Business, the next 40 to 60 minutes will be able to change your life. So what are we going to cover? Before I mention that, please let me know in the chat if the house rules are good for everyone and we're good to go. All right.
So good to go.
Yeah, good to go. Perfect. So what we'll cover today, 4 important topics. The first one being the latest updates with Google Map listing, 5 biggest issues that could be preventing your company from ranking, as well as our proven method for ranking in the 3-pack, and the best tools to systemize and automate the heavy lifting. Okay, before we get into it, who is Digital Karma and why should you listen to us? So first things first, we have over 5 years of working with pest control and wildlife removal companies across the US. We are an associate member of NPMA, National Pest Management Association, so much so that we do love to attend all the key events, Women's Forum, Academy, Eastern Conference. We recently actually attended the Academy. So please let us know in the chat if you were able to attend the Academy. Faye was able to represent the company and we were on the winning team. So Team Purple was our team and we're able to be on the winning team. You can let us know in the chat if you were a part of any of these events. Next is Pest World. So Pest World will be held next month. We have been exhibiting since 2024 and we are committed to exhibiting every year. So Pest World, we will be there next month on booth number 1331. Faye, could you please write it in the chat for anybody who's going to Pest World next month? Please stop by our booth. We would love to connect and speak with you guys in person. Our booth number is 1331. Faye will have it written for you in the chat. We do have a deep understanding of the unique challenges that pest control and wildlife removal businesses face. We do this with data-driven strategies that are able to deliver real and measurable growth. Right now, we're currently managing nearly 60 home service and home development accounts, internet marketing nationwide, and we have helped a lot of our clients go from being virtually invisible to actually dominating their local market, as well as achieving their $1 million revenue growth. Our mission is very simple. We are committed to helping 100 plus pest control and wildlife removal companies triple their sales. We want to do this in 3 ways. The first one is to help you build a strong digital presence. Next is to help you attract high quality leads and for you to be able to convert clicks into loyal customers. Okay, so going straight into today's topic, does Google Maps matter? So if the algorithm is constantly changing, is it even worth putting any attention on your Google Maps? Here's what the statistics are telling us. 71% go to the organic listing and 67% go to the first 5 results. So in today's market, the number one place that your customers are looking is Google. They're either taking out their phones or their desktop, tablet, and they're searching for pest control and wildlife removal in my area or near me. Okay. Then, if we drill it down further, 44% of the clicks go to the top 3 results. So you want to make sure that you're ranking on the map in your service area for the most important keywords because 44% are bypassing the paid result and are clicking directly on Google Maps when they need your services. So yes, just from this data, we're able to understand that Google Maps still matters. So now we have, what about ChatGPT and other answer machines? So before I get into this, are you guys using any AI tools today? Please let us know in the chat. For me, my go-to AI tool right now is ChatGPT. If I'm looking for quick, fast information, I'll rather go to ChatGPT before I go to Google. So please let us know in the chat, what kind of AI tools are you using? Okay, so one question we should be asking ourselves, are you still able to see my screen? Yes, perfect. Okay, so one question we should all be asking ourselves is, are people going to start using tools like ChatGPT and other answering machines when they look for home service companies? And our goal would be, when someone searches for your services in your service area, you want to come up on the map. Ideally, you want to come up organically to dominate the keywords that have the most search volume, but you also want to pop up in any AI tools. So we have 2 types of optimization. You have your AEO, which is your answer engine optimization. This basically focuses on creating content that answers common customer questions directly. So these are things like voice agents. So that's your Siri, Alexa, and their AI generated responses. Then you have your generative engine optimization. This is what's emerging today. It's basically optimizing your content to be able to rank and get visibility in AI powered search engines. So this is now things like ChatGPT, Bing Chat, Microsoft Copilot. And here we have a chart that shows us the search volume between the two. So Google's monthly estimated search volume is 10 million plus searches. GEO, which is our chat, our AI integrated searches, have about 5K to 1 million, 100K, 300K. And for Google, it hasn't really rolled out completely, so the data is inconclusive. But basically, this shows us that Google is still king, right? So for direct search-based searches and local intent, people are still going to Google before they go to any AI-generated search engines. However, the GEO-driven platforms are catching up fast. So like we saw in the previous chat, they're reaching about 500K to 1 million in a month. And many users are starting to bypass traditional search and are asking AI tools directly. What this means is that your company needs to be able to show up in both places. So not just Google, but as well as any AI tools that are being used to search for service businesses in your area. Why map listings are important. So here I have data from one of our clients. They made a total investment of 1,990, receiving 515 leads, which went to an average cost per lead at 6.24 and receiving 260 organic calls and 59 web forms. So all these organic calls are coming from them ranking on Google. Next, we have another client. They invested only in SEO, same amount, 1,990, received 118 leads. Average cost per lead for this client was 16.86. They managed to get 99 organic phone calls and 19 web forms. So just the numbers themselves show you that Google Maps still actually matters. It drives calls. You cannot rely only on pay per click. Moving on to the biggest challenges that we are seeing on Google Maps. So just before I get into this slide, please let us know in the chat, are we good to continue? Do you want me to repeat anything, or are we okay to proceed? All right. So the biggest changes we're seeing on our Google Maps today is the Google Map listing reduced from 7 results to 3. So previously, Google Map listing would bring out 7 results, but now it brings out only 3 results. Also, Google is serving paid ads in map results, as well as Google Home Services is live in most major markets. So what this phrase means is basically local service ads are now available and running in most large cities or metropolitan areas. But these paid ads appear at the very top of Google search results when someone searches for a service like pest control, plumbing, wildlife removal, electricians, etc. They show a company's name, reviews, phone number, and a Google guaranteed budge if the company's, So live in most major markets means that Google has rolled this feature out across most of the big US cities and metro areas. So local service businesses in those areas can now sign up, get verified, and start running those ads. Lastly, you have competition from your ChatGPT and other search engines. So this is all our AI generated engines that are slowly emerging into major competitors for Google Maps. Here we'll look at how to own the search results. So for you to be able to own the search results in your Google local services, it's very important for you to ensure that you have map listings. You can also do third-party listings. So this is things like Angel's List, Yelp, and you need to show up on organic listings. Sometimes paid ads, not sometimes. These days when you search on Google, most of the top, either the first 3 or the first 2 will be paid ads. But what you want is to be showing up organically. When your customer searches for you, you want to show up organically. Okay, here we have a chat that shows us how abusive listings were created. So basically, Google says it has reduced fake Google Map listings by 70% since 2005. So you can imagine it has reduced it by 70%. So that means that before that, you could go onto Google and search for a service in your area, but the map listings could be fake, or it could be paid ad, nothing organic. But ever since 2015, they have reduced any of the fake map listings by 70%. Okay. Now, what could be hurting your rankings on maps? So 4 things could be affecting why you're not ranking the way you think you should be ranking on your Google Maps. First one is you need locations in the city you are targeting to rank well on Google Maps. So if you are located in Phoenix, you are located in Orlando, you need to have locations in each city for you to be able to rank well on your Google Maps. Secondly is if you did try to spam Google basically with fake accounts or changing your company names, categories, probably when you're making your Google My Business account, if you did put some mismatch of information, that could be seen as spam for Google and you could be getting a negative rating. Third is inconsistency in your name, address, or phone number on all sites. So we do have some clients who on Yelp, for example, your company's address or phone number is different. On your Google My Business profile, basically you have inconsistent information about your business on different websites. That way, when Google tries to rank your business, they're not really sure how to rank it. The fourth one would be, do you have enough reviews across the web? So we will get into reviews in this session into more detail about the importance of reviews. Okay, so this is keywords. So basically, it starts from figuring out what the keywords your customers are typing when they need your services. It's not just pest control or wildlife removal near me. They basically Google a variety of things. So you can think about all the different services that you do provide, right? So we have tools that we use where we use a variety of tools basically that can automatically combine the most important keywords with commercial intent. Basically figure out what the search volume is for that word. And then we can run a ranking report and we can say like, hey, this is exactly where the company ranks in national search for these terms. And here's exactly where it ranks based on a GeoGrid. So if you are in today's session, we'll be absolutely thrilled to do this for you for free. Faye, are you able to share a link in the chat where they can schedule a session with us?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. So we do have pest control keywords. You do have wildlife removal keywords. As I mentioned, they don't necessarily just search for pest control near me. It's things like your city, pest control services, your city, termite control, or your city, bat removal, bed control, skank removal. So it's very important for you to understand the keywords that are ranking in your city. Yes, so this is what we're offering. If you are in today's live session, we will be able to provide you with a free ranking report and SEO review. Faye has shared the link in the chat. You can go ahead and click in the link, schedule a day and time with us. The team and I would love to sit with you and help you analyze your online visibility, custom keywords, your social presence, your website conversion effectiveness, and then we can move on from there. Okay, so
I
next
also share the keyword list URL so everybody can download it. I think you mentioned it.
Yes. Oh, perfect. So in the chat, you have 2 links. One for you to book your ranking report review and another link that takes you to our keyword page. So basically, you will be able to see the different keywords that are ranking for pest control and wildlife removal. Okay, moving into our proven formulas for getting ranked in the 3-pack. So the first thing you need to do is your business profile should have trust signals. So the first one is your brand authority. This is basically everything that is involved in your brand. The history of your brand, your logo, your reviews, your company history. Basically, what type of authority does this brand have? Who are these people? Next is the verification method. So Google has a variety of verification methods for you available. These are from the highest to the lowest. So you can either have a double verified account. You can either be asked to verify your account using a live video, postcard, email, phone. Next is your number of reviews. So it's very important for you to have a substantial amount of reviews on your business profile. not just the number of reviews, but also your review velocity. So velocity meaning how often do you have reviews? So I'll give you an example of two companies. We have company A that has 100 reviews, but the last time this business had a review was 2023. Then you have company B, which has 50 reviews, and the last review this company got was Monday. So these two companies, one has more reviews than the other, but the other has a higher review velocity. It basically shows that this company is still in business. They're getting reviews. They got their last review like 3 days ago. This company might have more reviews, but what's the velocity of your reviews? Next is your back-end engagement. So this is basically where you need to upload images, update your information, holiday hours. So Monday was Labor Day. If you are working on Labor Day, for example, you need to be able to edit your holiday hours on your business profile. If you're not working, same thing. Updating information. Do you have a new phone number? Do you have a different location now? Uploading images. You could upload images of your team, your technicians going out to work. What uniform do your technicians wear? Customers are able to identify your brand just by visiting your business profile. And lastly is a completed profile. So this is basically things like your store code, your logo, cover photos, images at work. Everything should be put together in a systematic manner. That way your business profile has all the trust signals that are needed for you to be able to be verified by Google. Okay, here we have local link strategy. So this is basically how to link your business, your company to your community. So you can do this in 4 different ways. The first one is you can do local sponsorship. So here you can basically sponsor a local event, school sports team, even a community fair. That way you're able to get a backlink on their website. So an example of this is, let's say you sponsor a sports event. So at the sports event, at the school sports events, they're able to put a link to your website showing that, for example, it's sponsored by Digital Karma. Who is Digital Karma? Anybody visiting the local school's team or local school's profile will be able to have a link that takes them to Digital Karma. Then they can learn about that business. You can also host a local community event. This is for specific reasons, for example, Christmas, Easter, Labor Day. It doesn't matter. Any local community event just to spread the word about your business. Next is community engagement. So here you can do things like donating your services. So let's say like for pest control, you can go to a school, a hospital, anywhere where you think you're able to donate your services and just help your community.
Regina,
Collaboration. Yes, sorry.
there's one question. Bailey is asking how many reviews are enough for a business to rank well. There is no certain number for that. It depends on the region, and also it depends on the city, state, region, and also it depends on the competitors. So if in your industry, your competitors have a lot of reviews, you need to catch up. If the review percentage is low, as much as reviews you have, that means you probably rank on top. So it depends on the competitor, region, and the industry.
Yeah, that's the perfect answer. We can't necessarily give you a number because it depends on your location, your industry. What are your competitors doing? If your competitors have 1,000 reviews and you have 50, then you understand the gap and you need to catch up. So it's very subjective.
We have one customer. I was checking his reviews in his location. He has 2 locations. One is Westchester County in New York, and the other is Long Island, New York. So in Long Island, the competition is higher. The biggest player has more than 1,500 reviews, but in Westchester, the biggest player in pest control industry, like 600 something reviews. So even Westchester County and Long Island are close locations. Even though they are close, they have different competition.
Perfectly done.
One more question. Hazel says, if we receive negative reviews, what can we do to protect our business reputation? Actually, if the review is a real review from your current customer or from a customer, you provide a service, there is nothing you can delete. There's nothing you can delete the reviews. The best thing you can do is to communicate with the customer and try to understand what made them to leave such a negative review. And the other option is not only for negative reviews, always reply reviews on your Google My Business profile, because maybe there was a misunderstanding. Maybe even though you call the customer and couldn't find a way for a solution, it's always a good thing. Everybody can make a mistake, so you shouldn't leave that negative review without an answer. So always reply your reviews. It also helps you rank better, replying all positive and negative reviews on your Google My Business profile.
Whether you have a negative review or a positive review, try to be interactive with all the reviews that you do receive. It allows your business to rank higher. And sometimes negative reviews can be rectified. Like maybe there was a misunderstanding with the client, as Faye explained. Just always reach out to your clients.
One more question. Can we use AI for auto reply to review? Yes, you can do that. There are some softwares. We also have a software for that, Karma Boost. So you can connect your Google My Business account to the software and it generates replies for your Google My Business customer reviews. If you are using a third-party tool to increase your reviews and you are receiving a lot of reviews in one day, it's a good option also.
Yep. Do we have any more questions?
Not right now.
Okay. Keep interacting with us, guys. I like this. Okay, so now we're going to speak on how to claim and optimize your Google My Business profile listing, right? So the first thing is you need to make sure that you're able to log into your Google My Business account. So despite you having other people who could be managing your Google My Business account, you as the business owner should be able to log into your account whenever you want to. The next one is update your company name. So for this part, you need to use your official legal business name. So you don't need to add any keywords. You don't need to add any services. All you need is your official legal business name. So for example, we have our client Titan Pest Control. So Titan Pest Control is their official legal business name. But if your business is, let's say, kill bugs, right? Like, or kill birds. That is what's supposed to be on your Google business listing. Don't put kill birds New York, kill birds New Jersey because you have different locations. No, you do not need to put your location. You do not need to put any services or any keywords. What you need in your name is your official legal business name only. Next is your website address. So this basically helps you create an important inbound link. So if someone goes to your Google My Business profile, they're able to click website and it takes them directly to your website. They should not have to search if you do have a website. All that should be available on your Google My Business profile. Next is you need to use a local number. So numbers like 800s, landlines, those do not work. You are a local business. What is your local phone number? People love to see a local phone number on your profile. Use a local address as well. So no PO box or UPS store. You need to use your local address. Next is to upload pictures. So you should be able to show pictures of yourself, the owner of the business. You can show pictures of your team, pictures of your trucks, your equipment, your logo. Basically, humanize your brand. When people go to your Google My Business profile, they should be able to, just by looking at your profile, that this is a family-owned business. Is it really a family-owned business? Do you have pictures? Do you have content that actually shows that you are a family-owned business? Lastly is your working hours and the services you offer. So instead of having customers guess if you're working tomorrow, have all the days and hours that you work listed on your Google My Business profile, as well as the services that you do provide. That allows you to cut time. You do not want to waste your customer's time. You do not want your customer also wasting your time. So if all the information is optimized on your Google My Business profile listing, it allows you to rank higher and you have all the key information your customers are looking for. Okay, so this is a Google My Business profile picture. So you're able to do, as you can see, you can edit your profile, you can read reviews, add pictures, post, check your performance. Are you advertising anything? You need to edit your photos. Basically, everything that you need to do to make sure that your Google My Business profile is optimized, the tools are available for you on Google.
Regina, there is one question. I think it is also related what you are saying right now. Marx is asking, is it possible to advertise on Google Maps? You can share posts promoting your promoting your discounts, seasonal offers, or local events, or any service or any product. So there's an option you can weekly or bi-weekly post anything about your business. So you can advertise with Google Maps posts.
Yeah. So Mark's question and Faye's explanation is right on point 2. So Google Business Profile best practices is for you to leverage Google Posts by posting at least once every 90 days. So this is where it comes in. Your Google My Business Profile should be active. You should be able to post at least once every 90 days. Next is, the first one is update your photos and add them on a consistent basis. So just as we mentioned in the last slide, it's very important for you to be able to humanitize your brand. People like to connect to other people. Show that connection on your profile. Third one is respond to reviews. So just as we mentioned, as when Faye was explaining, whether you have a negative review or a positive review, it's very important for you to respond to your reviews. It not only helps you rank higher, but it also shows your potential customers that this is actually a business that cares about their customers even after the service. Lastly is you can answer any questions that get posted. So sometimes you do have clients who have questions to ask, answer those questions, respond to the reviews, humanitize your Google My Business profile.
And one more thing, there's also always an option. You can seed some of your own questions and reply them because you know your industry and you know your audience. So you can create FAQs on your Google My Business profile. So if somebody is checking your Google My Business profile, it's always good that you have the right questions and the right answers before they even ask you.
Yeah. Okay. The second thing is to build citations and consistency with your name, address, and phone number. So you can have citations across the web, but the most important one is consistent reference of your company name, address, and phone number. So the last one says limited duplicate incorrect business information. So going back to consistency, you need to make sure that you have the same information across the web. So the same information you could have on Facebook, you could have on Yelp, you could have on your Google My Business profile. It should be the same. It should be consistent. Okay. Next, we look at data aggregators. So basically, data aggregators are tools that take all of the listings and put them into these directories. So you have Foursquare, you have Newstar, you have YP Network. They basically feed that information into these third-party online sites and directories. So it's very important for you to go back to these aggregators and make sure that all the information about your company is the same. So whatever information you have on Foursquare should be the same information you have on YP Network, GPS Network. All the information should be the same. Otherwise, what happens is you will not be ranking correctly, and Google might give you a negative signal in terms of how you're ranking because you have inconsistent information about your business. Google is not really sure. Are you located in New York? Are you in New Jersey? Is your business name this? Is your business name that? So you need to make sure that you go back to your data aggregators, make sure that all the information is updated and correct on each and every one of them. Then you have tools for citations. So some of the best tools for citations in the pest control and wildlife removal industries would be Bright Local, Advise Local, WhiteSpark. And the best practice for your citations is basically to claim and optimize your Google My Business profile. You need to get listed in major data aggregators. So the major data aggregators in pest control and wildlife industry, these 5. So you need to make sure that you're listed here, and you need to make sure that all the information you put on all these 5 is exactly the same. You can leverage tools like Bright Local, Advice, basically for you to find a niche for you to be able to have listings on the sites. Okay, so top citations for pest control and wildlife removal, we do have a list available. So all this, Faye has shared a link already in the chat. So if you do want this list, just go through the chat, click on the link, schedule, and we will be able to get you the top citations for pest control and wildlife removal in your service area. And thirdly is reviews. So you need lots of real reviews. Note that we said real. So you need reviews from customers or clients who have actually purchased or are actually receiving your services. Spamming your Google business account with fake reviews will not only harm you in the long run, Google will give you a negative signal. So you have to go through the process of having Google re-verify your account. Strategy for driving consistent reviews. So reviews is a very big topic. We do have customers who ask us, how do I make sure that I get consistent reviews? So here we'll speak about 5 things. You can use tools to request a review after every service call, or you can leave a printed review card. Once your technicians go out, the service is done, they can leave a card just to remind the customer to leave a review. You can also train your techs. So once they go on a job, they know that once the job is done, before we leave the customer, we should be able to get a review from this customer. Or you can make a call. So after the service is done, you can have someone call the customer, walk them through whatever review process that you currently have, ensure that a review is taken. And you can also build reviews and recognition into your company culture. So for this one, you could say like for every technician that goes out, as long as they're going out on a service job, if you, the one, let's say in a week, who has the most reviews, who actually managed to get the most reviews, just something in the company culture that lets your employees, your technicians know that every time we do a service, it's very important for us to get a review. That way we can understand how was the service, is the client satisfied, and it also helps you as the business. Okay. Also, we do have statistics to share regarding reviews. So according to the statistics, it shows us that 1 to 2% of your technicians do not ask for reviews after a service drop. 5 to 10 of them do ask verbally after the service. And then 10 to 20% will follow up a review only after the service. So you want to ensure that you're in the 10 to 20%. At least you have an automated system or whatever system that you have in place that actually allows you to make a call after the service, reach out to the client, and be able to get a review. Okay, so here we look at how 5 to 4-star reviews help. So like we've been mentioning previously, reviews help you rank higher. They help you improve keyword rankings in your local map tag. So in your local area, you want to ensure that you are ranking at least in the top 3. It also helps you increase conversion because I'm the type of person who go through reviews before I actually consider contacting a company or using a company. So I do actually sit on Google My Business or company's website, anywhere where I can see reviews and see if this is what I'm looking for. So reviews of 4 to 5 stars help you increase your conversion. So for customers like me, if all your reviews are 4 to 5 stars, I'll definitely reach out. Reviews also help you in marketing and link opportunities. So you're the company with this many reviews. If you want, as we spoke in the local links, you want to host a community event, you want an interview with a famous person in your area, their reviews can help you present your company better for marketing or link opportunities. It also makes your local business appear more credible. So people are looking for credibility. You're a local company. What type of services do you provide? What are your customers saying? 4 to 5-star reviews help you build that credibility even before the client receives your services. So your previous clients basically help you get potential clients. Okay, are we good to continue? Do we have any questions, Faye?
No, not right now.
Okay, so on-site optimization, this is basically about having pages for each of your services. So pages for each city that you operate in, you optimize these pages with title tag, H1 tag. The actual content should be unique and should have high quality. You also need things like making sure that your website loads quickly, that your website is mobile optimized. So we do have a lot of little things that you can do on your website to basically improve its ranking. So we did speak in detail about this in our previous webinar. I'm not too sure if Faye is able to share a link to that webinar in today's chat.
I don't think I can right now.
Okay, so we did share, we did speak.
Oh, you mean the replay, right?
Yes, the replay of
I can do that. I can do that.
high
Converting
okay,
website webinar.
Yes.
Does your website repel or attract customers, right?
Yes. Just from the title, you see, does your website repel or attract customers? I would want my website to attract customers because I'm in the business of repelling whatever pest control or wildlife issues they're having. See what I did there? So Faye, we'll share the link in the chat and you can go ahead and rewatch the replay.
I just
We
put
go
it.
into detail. Perfect. So we go into detail about the importance of a high optimized website. Okay. So if you want to get into more specifics, we have shared the workbook. It was typed into the chat just at the beginning of the webinar. It gives you a checklist, basically a summary of what you need to do, how you need to do it. And you can go ahead also and book a discovery call with the team and I. If you would like some help, whether you want to get a review of your website, run a ranking report, you want a list of the most important keywords, or most importantly, how to help you drive better results online, you can go to digitalkarma.com and schedule a time to connect. Or you can reach us on 646-566-8517. The link to the discovery call has been shared in the chat. So you can go ahead and schedule a time to connect. And the team and I would love to sit down with you.
I just shared the booking link.
Okay.
And also they can reach our presentation from SlideShare. And I also shared the link for that. And there's one question from Bailey. Which review request method gets the better response, digital tours or follow-up calls? Would you like to apply that or should I do that, Regina?
Digital tools or
Which is the best method to
review request? Oh, that's your expertise.
All right. There are some really good tools in pest control and lawn care industry that our customers are using. So one of them is Applause and the other is Approve.io. Let me share their links also. So you can book a call from them. It really accelerates both tools really help you accelerate your reviews, also increase your review numbers. And it's also what we call in marketing is they do it with gamification. So there's also an option when technician visited a customer and do the job, they can close the job on the software and send direct email or text to the customer and customer can review it immediately. And there's an option to tip to that technician within both software. So I'm sharing their website link here. So you can book a call with them. And we're not promoting it. That's what we know from our customers, but we see the difference between the customers who uses these tools, review tools, and who doesn't. So who use them have much more reviews than the ones who doesn't use any third-party review request tool. One more question, is it okay to use Google Business Profile like social media as long as it's related to the business, or could posting too much have a negative effect? Actually, what we do for our customers is we share bi-weekly. So you can also share weekly posts. So it's not harmful. And I don't exactly know, but like a week or 2 weeks later, Google My Business mostly delete your posts. But I don't suggest you to share, daily posts. So weekly or bi-weekly, optimal.
Yes. So unlike your other social media platforms where you could have your business account like Instagram, Facebook, those need you to constantly post so people can remember the business. But Google My Business is mostly, you can look at it like your contact card, like, the card with your company name, information. You don't necessarily change that card every 2 weeks. But on your social media, you need to be consistently posting so people are still aware of your business. Monday was Labor Day. Are you having a Labor Day promotion that you can update quickly on other social media platforms?
And one more question from Mark. We have some fake negative reviews. What we need to do and we delete them. So you can't delete them, but you can appeal for them. So sometimes if you appeal for these fake reviews to Google, Sometimes Google delete them.
And you can also respond to the negative review, because sometimes, I think I saw it last week, a company was hired to post negative reviews on another company's page. So you need to be able to respond.
Spam or fake review, you should directly appeal it and request from Google to delete it. If they don't delete it, you can write a reply and questions.
Our services, who
Yes.
was your technician, like key information that you know that this is a spam review, and they would not be able to give you that key information because they're not your actual customer.
One more question from Mark. We are getting spam calls from Google My Business numbers. Is there a way to block spam calls? We hear that a lot and we experience that a lot. Sometimes spam calls are increasing, especially from Google My Business numbers. There are different ways to block them. First of all, we would definitely suggest you to use a third-party tool to record your calls. And you can either use an IVR system or you can use a system that your recording tool provides you. So there are different ways to block spam calls. Any questions?
So do we have takeaways? What did we learn? What did you notice? Would you like to share anything with us? Any more questions as well?
So if you don't have any questions right now, like Regina mentioned, if you have more questions, you can book an appointment from us and you can request an assessment for your locations. And you can also book for a acceleration strategy session. Anything else you would like to add, Regina?
No, I think we're good to go.
All right. Thank you very much. You will definitely receive the replay afterwards. And thank you for your time. See you on the next webinar.
Thank
And
you.
thank you, Regina.
See you. Always a pleasure.